Small group tutorials in Teams. In this video, we will look at the scenario of how to potentially hold a small group tutorial with students in Microsoft Teams. Cara supports and runs tutorials on the Business Management course. She holds these tutorials with small groups of students at a time to facilitate and oversee their learning. She starts off by creating a group chat in Microsoft Teams by clicking on the new chat icon, and then adds students in by typing in a few characters of their names, which will automatically trigger a drop-down selection of suggested student users. She can repeat the same process to add more students into the group. Once finished, Cara uses the arrow located on the right-hand side to name the group, so that she can easily identify the set of students by the group name. This will be extremely useful, especially when facilitating several tutorials at the same time. If she changes her mind or made a mistake, she can edit the group name anytime by using the pencil icon. By default, the chat area within Teams shows all the recent individual and group chats she belongs to. As Cara is currently working with the Business Management 1 group, she uses the pin option to position the chat group at the top of the chat lists for easy access. Pinned chats will stay at the top and not automatically reposition themselves, no matter how infrequently they are used. She communicates with the students by typing a message in the text box at the bottom. In this example, Cara has typed a set of instructions to a task she wishes the students to partake in, and has also used the Attach File option to upload a presentation template file for the students to work together on and complete in the allocated time given. To ensure everyone is on task and do not end up writing on the same slide at the same time, the students can communicate with each other on chat while working on the file, and also see different colored icon indicators to help them identify which slide each fellow student is working on. Cara can dive into the file to monitor how the students are doing anytime, and can also provide extra help by adding a tab using the plus button. She decides to add a useful website that will aid them in getting information needed for their presentation. Towards the end of the task, Cara decides to invite a colleague to join in and take a look at the completed task. She uses the Add People icon to add in her colleague Deborah. This option can also be used to add additional students into the group. Cara uses the Schedule Meeting icon to quickly create a new Teams meeting, so that the students can present the completed presentation back to her and Deborah. This way of creating a Teams meeting conveniently adds in all the members of the group as attendees of the meeting, which saves time from having to add them in manually one by one if created using the usual calendar function on the left. Cara allows the students a 10-minute break to prep before getting them to join the meeting to present their work. Everyone can reconvene using the Teams meeting link in the calendar, whereby the students can one by one present their part of the presentation in front of the two facilitators by sharing their screen and passing control to each other during the meeting. Let's recap on some of the functions we looked at. Creating, naming, and pinning a group chat. Messaging and sharing a file. Co-authoring and communicating on a file. Adding a tab. Adding extra participants and scheduling a meeting. Joining a meeting and sharing your screen.